Yeah, Councillor Hickling, you had one to add in here, did you? It was from some workshop?
Yeah. Just perhaps Brian might be able to help Brian with that governance.
Yes. Yep. Certainly, Your Worship. We previously discussed the risk register and having a workshop for governance risks, you may recall. We haven't set a date for that workshop yet. In the interim, we've had the Health and Safety Reform Bill come out, and that's been circulated, information's been circulated to you about that, and I think Councillor Park raised the matter of let's have some discussion around that, potentially to make a submission. So what we are trying to do is to be able to get a time frame that actually gets both of those dealt with at the same time.
Okay.
So we're trying to just finalise a time with the EMA Health and Safety Specialist to come and talk, probably preceding the governance risk workshop. So time and date still to be finalised. We're working on it now.
Okay. Thank you.
Everyone those dates and happy with the times and what have you?
Just talking about we're talking about the dates of the meetings for April. Yes. I don't know if any of you else found out yesterday. I had mine diary for the 15th of April in regard to fences reserves, which effectively means it's been in our calendar for some time to be on this agenda. Then yesterday I get, are we able to attend, followed immediately like that by, it's cancelled. Immediately after that followed, the meeting is now the 15th. So I had to check the times in case there was a change. This happens quite a bit. And I remember some time ago talking to the CEO over this fact, and he made the comment to me that maybe on a Monday he would send out a schedules of meetings that were on for that week. But I know it's automatic through our system, and I can change the physical one, but it seems to happen quite a bit. I'm not.
Are you requesting that on Monday that you receive?
No, I don't think that's now an issue, but the fact is that we tend to get these changes. Can you attend? Maybes happens quite a bit.
Thank you. Any other? Right, and also we need some appointments here, correct?
Sorry, Worship, just going back to the April engagement, will the draft annual plan consultation dates be, like, will we be sent appointments for those as well?
Yeah, so okay, so we've got some replacements here now. I'm just thinking about this. Obviously we have a by-election, we have a new member coming on board. Do we save some portfolios for them, or what happens there, Tina? Do we just wait? Do we fill these now and then amend them? Can we amend them at any time?
Yes, I mean you can. There's probably some there that might not meet for the next 3 months. So, for example, the Rural Travel Fund has just met recently, so they won't be meeting again. So that one you could leave vacant, and that could come back once you've got your new member. Waikato Regional Land Transport Committee, I think, is probably on a 3
May.
In May.
Early May.
Okay, so that might not be. That one might not be
and
an option, but
it
you
is
can just put a temporary person in there and review that. The representative group, they would be meeting in May as well, so you could just appoint one person if you wanted for that group and wait. They would still be able to function.
Okay. What do the members feel?
Your Worship, I was thinking about this one over the weekend, and I think if there aren't any burning issues, we should wait until we've got a new elected representative, and then have a look at the balance of the work amongst all of us, potentially, and particularly these. But I don't think we should rush to appoint people if we don't need to.
Your Worship, can I then move that the resolutions be tabled?
What's that, sorry?
Can I move then that those resolutions be tabled?
Can do.
The concern is that in number 2, the Mangakino-Pouakani representative group, you might have a trouble with quorum.
I want to appoint one now, Mr. Chairman.
What about 1? And I suggest number 5 because Councillor Park has offered hers.
The other one is
offered
the
her
total-
assistance in that area there, and she's got a particular interest in the biking fraternity, and I'd like to
Taupo
support her in
Mobility
that.
Access Group at their presentation last time, they did make comment about not having a representative, so that might be another one you might wish to earlier, sooner than later.
So shall we appoint now Mangakino-Pouakani? Barry?
I'll second that.
Rush job there.
I wanted to speak to the item, Your Worship, and you're not looking at me.
Set up.
You're not looking at me, Your Worship. I really need to talk about the Regional Transport Committee. I don't know whether you realise how important this Transport Committee is in terms of its hierarchy. And out of, I think there's probably 10 authorities, there's 7 of them that the Mayor attends. It's the representative of the Mayor. All of them, apart from Taupo and Waipa, have a, what do we call it, an alternative. So if the Mayor can't get, or the appointee can't get, the alternative one always turns up. It is a really important committee for this council to be involved with. And I know that David's got a lot of commitments, but I do look at this list and I see that all the mayors, and they all attend. It's not very often that they have their alternative. But what I could suggest is that perhaps we do, I know the next meeting is quite an important one because they're dealing with the transport management plan. So it's important for somebody to attend the next meeting and I think it's the first week in May. But what we could do is make an appointment and then make an alternative perhaps when we've got the new person here. But I don't know quite how David feels about him representing the council on this committee. I know he's pretty busy, but as I say, all the other mayors are pretty busy too. I mean, I've served on there for 3 years, and it's not an easy committee to sit on because you're dealing with, you know, all the central Waikato area, Coromandel, all the roading systems. It's an interesting committee, but it takes a while to get your head around, you know, what you're dealing with. Sorry?
Yeah, when I first arrived here, Clayton was the representative.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that Clayton was a representative on the
We got
Regional
the
Transport Committee that we got the ETA. Yeah. So elevating things to that level is of serious importance if you've got some key transport issues to deal with. What I would also say is that we're actually probably in a reasonably critical phase at the moment with the development of the regional spatial plan. And so, again, I would say to elevate the representation at the Regional Land Transport Committee at this particular time would be probably advantageous.
Been beaten into a corner. Beaten into a corner.
I honestly think that that would be...
What are the lunches like?
They're very good, actually. and the beauty is we don't have to pay. The regional council pays.
Just remember, we should not get the free lunch here either.
Okay, all right.
So that
just whatever, but I would need a substitute just in case.
And then perhaps this new person, whoever he is, could be the
he or she.
alternative. Or she, sorry.
Watch that.
Just an observation through the chair. If it's that important a committee, is it wise looking at the new councillor?
Well, good point.
I think probably for continuity, probably yourself, if you don't mind, to be the substitute because you've been there 3 years.
Yeah. Well, if I accept that, Dave, I would want to come up to the meetings with you as well and just sit in the back because it's one of those sort of things that if you're going to be representing the council, no use just going once a year. Because you've got out of the, you're out of all the information.
Yeah, I'm just conscious of the fact I do spending quite a bit of time in the Waikato with the regional forums and that sort of thing too. So, but no, that's fine.
Okay,
happy to do that. Now, what about Mango?
We just do the formal nominations and seconders for those.
Oh, you do that one then?
Are we wanting two, Your Worship?
Number 3. That is number 3.
Waikato Regional Mayor and Councillor Hickling as alternative. Mover and a seconder.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Thank you. So we go. What about number 2? Mangakino-Pouakani. Who's keen on that?
Oh, yeah, is that not done? We did that.
Who's on there?
Councillor Hickling.
We need another one, but you're going to save the other one.
Yeah, we're going to save that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
perhaps.
Okay, did we move and second that one? Yep. Oh, sure.
We did.
Okay, what about the access group?
I don't mind doing that, Your Worship. I offered to get in the wheelchair with them.
Yep.
It has been turned down. They couldn't reach it. So the reason the reason was that Ted Jones was concerned about a whole big media spread. But the other gentleman that was here with Ted, I explained to him when I went to the hospital meeting that the idea I would have no one around me, be incognito, because they brought up some really interesting points. Why would someone go up, let's say, Gascoigne Street in the middle of the road in a wheelchair? The reason being, it was easier than using the footpath. Now, until you actually experience that, so I'm quite prepared to go along to that.
We have a move for councillor body to be on that, please.
Yeah, I'll move.
Councillor Hickling, seconded by councillor Park. Thank you. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Like Taupo. Councillor Park.
Aye.
Yeah, I'll move.
Move
Yeah,
councillor
Second.
Johns. In favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, carried, and the rural travel fund. So we leave that for the little fella.
I'm sorry on the.
The new person, I mean, sorry. New representative.
Wasn't that what we did last week?
Yeah, it's just,
Hey.
the meeting of John, myself and Rosie attended for ministering funds where the rural travel, what's it all about?
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, well, I couldn't make that meeting, if you remember. Somebody,
Yeah, John, myself.
I got the time wrong, but still went.
somebody stood in for me because I couldn't
me?
make the meeting.
Well, there's 3 of us there.
So
Well, Keith was supposed to be on as well, wasn't
It's
he?
just replace Keith that you
So
said.
It was
Councillor
Keith and me.
Councillor Hickling
Yeah.
were the 2 persons nominated on that initially.
Yep.
And neither of those could go, and the 3 of you kindly put up your hand to step up.
Right, okay. So, that solves that one, does it?
Well, we're not going to point that now.
They only meet twice a year.
Did you want a job?
Well, I went. I was late, but I
Did you
went.
enjoy it?
Lovely.
Yeah.
They'd already sorted it out by the
Well, shall
time
we
I got
just-
there.
Yeah, because you was late, probably.
Exactly.
You know, the thing, Your Worship, we gave out $15,500. That wasn't ours.
No,
Great feeling.
no.
Yeah, but, yeah.
And you didn't get any food.
That was even better.
Okay. Item number.
Well, Rosie, do you want to take my position? Because I've just been nominated on two
Yeah.
other
Well,
committees.
now that I know half of what's going on, that's
Shall we do tidy it up now and then it won't have
So, can you alter that?
Okay. I'll move to Councillor Harvey be
yeah. Now I've got an idea.
on there.
I was
Seconded
brought up
by
on a farm.
Councillor
That's good.
Yeah.
Hickling.
Am I on leave?
Oh, did you want to go on there, John?
Well, you too, don't you? So,
You want
how
one or
many
two?
do we need?
I mean, another one would be
Okay.
fine.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Harvey and Williamson. Been moved and seconded.
still on one? You, or you,
No,
just.
Right.
Right.
All those in favour, please say aye.
Right.
Those against? Carried. Item number 17, members' reports. Now, we've had Councillor Truman and Councillor Park in the comprehensive 27-page report. They're
Wow.
to Wellington. And they had photos too, didn't it?
Yep.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
it.
they split off. Keith did this.
Yeah.
Photos of
different
Courtney Place at night, no doubt.
Your Worship, if I could just say, I apologise for any layout issues. It was my first report I've done on an iPad, and it's not as easy as cut and pasting with a mouse.
Any questions for Councillor Park? Any typos or clarification? No, that's good. Then thank you for that.
Yeah,
thank you for going down there.
Thank you, Your Worship, and my fellow councillors for the opportunity. It was full on a couple of days. It was good.
Appreciated, and of course having the contact with the Minister certainly an added bonus. Thank you. Right,
I did have a lot of questions, but unfortunately I can't find my piece of paper. However, reading through it, I found it quite interesting that they used the word megaphone rather than some of the technology. I think I made the comment today, for instance in Wellington, if there was a massive earthquake, they got 2 ladder trucks. Neither of those trucks get into the centre of Wellington. And when I went through the various features you had in relationship to other areas in the world and New Zealand, I found that I believe that some of those areas weren't covered. It's the practicality of getting vehicles in or people into certain areas, and I don't think that was covered. But in saying I agree with everyone else, they were 2 good reports.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Jonathan. Perhaps if they, instead of a 2-day, you had a 3 or 4 day, they might have been able to cover those. The topics change, like the topics and keynote speakers this year were different than last year. So absolutely, it's a shame that they can't cover everything.
Okay, we go around the room then, Councillor Cousins.
I attended various council workshops and meetings with some happy and some angry ratepayers, mostly angry. Had a meeting with the harbour master regarding the community meeting together for the development of the Motuopa Marina. He's at picture 23 now or something, and he doesn't want to do a community meeting until such time as he gets, plan 24 or plan 25, I don't know. We've got a $4 million budget, and the plan is $9 million, so that's a work in progress. Attended the Tongariro meeting. Really positive stuff coming out of that group. Still a little bit lost. Still struggling as to which direction they're going to take. Working on a community market, which is really getting some good traction. The kete, which you would have seen, which Maggie passed around, which was tabled at the community board meeting. It's on my Facebook page. I've had various comments, some saying it's a load of rubbish, some saying it's fantastic. I personally quite like it, but it's about what the community really wants to have. So all I'm asking is for comments, and they're coming thick and fast. And on that, also the PO, which you would have seen, which we just talked about with the drill bit, that's up for discussion for the Turangi community as well, but I don't think it's really got relevance to us. And also $27,000 is the cost for those kite, which we think is a little bit astronomical, considering the rocks aren't included. I attended Marika's farewell at the eyesight, Marika Wilson. Big loss to the community. Really nice farewell that the DGLT gave her, though, I have to say. And well attended, maybe 80 people were there. Pig hunting competition in Turangi. It's rocking and rolling, it's coming. So yeah, any women wanting male company around May, hang down Turangi, you'll sure to find an attractive man with no teeth. I had a meeting with you're taken right. I had a meeting with Christine Daly, Fritz and Glenn Poynton up here at Enterprise Great Lake Taupo in regards to working out a strategy to develop enterprise in Turangi, and that includes doing a map of all the available rental properties down there, and then starting another strategy moving forward, talking to national brands about bringing in maybe pop-up stores like Cotton On or Posty Plus or whoever we can actually collar and bring them into the Turangi area. That's a big work in progress. I'm working with an Asian venture capitalist in regards to some ventures in Turangi, early stages I have to say, but he's quite keen to do something. He already owns a property there. DGLT meetings, you're probably aware, had quite a few meetings with DGLT and eyesight staff in regards to the plans going forward. Also talking to tourism operators in the Turangi area who really are not happy with the way it's performed for them. Wanted a community meeting, didn't quite happen this week. Vanessa wasn't too keen for it. I certainly don't want her to think that I'm throwing her to the wolves or anything like that, because that's not the intention. I want it to be positive. So we've decided to park it up and do a meeting through Go Tongariro. So it'll be an agendaed meeting, and there'll be structure to it, and everyone can come along and voice their concerns about where we're going. It's not done to be negative. It's to get some understanding what DGLT can do for the operators in Turangi, and also voice their concerns about what they feel isn't being done. But it's meant to be a positive step. We've also been talking to the eyesight crew about what their thoughts are in regards to DGLT versus council. I haven't spoken to the Taupo eyesight yet, but I will do. But Turangi very much seems to be keen to come back to council. Thank you to John Wood and Greg Hadley for working with me to get some greenery into Motuopa. It's a work in progress, and that's it.
Wow. Yes, the Emergency Management and Business Resilience Summit in Wellington. Also the Taupo Chamber of Commerce Business After 5, where His Worship spoke and councillors were guests, and well attended by probably about 100 people, I would have thought. I represented you all at Zone 2 in Rotorua. It was quite a broad sort of day. We had a presentation from the Rotorua Mayor Stevie Chadwick on Rotorua 2030 and their vision, which I have to say was a great piece of work and is on their website if anyone wants to have a look. Guest speakers were the New Zealand Police, which were just sort of giving an overview to the group, Statistics New Zealand, and then reports from community boards, mayor, task force, and local government New Zealand. The biggest thing out of local government New Zealand, as far as an update, is that there are some governance changes. The National Council at the moment is made up of all, usually mayors or councillors, but because of the Soljum and LGNZ merger not going ahead, they're changing that to the existing members plus 4 executives from around the country. So just to show more of a working together, and I think that it'll absolutely improve communications, operations and sort of governance at a high level. The Ironman, as a guest of Mighty River Power, I went to the start of the Ironman race, and I also attended the awards dinner, which was an amazing event. The Civil Defence Emergency Management Joint Meeting in Hamilton, not a lot to report out of that. It was quite a mechanical meeting, but heading into a year of quite a bit of work, so I'm looking forward to that. The Taupo District tour, which is always great to see the other parts of the district. The Youth Pathways meeting at the Hub last week, where the Mayor has worked with Joe Linsky, and they've been able to offer the GLC at a great rate, which was mentioned in EGLT's presentation today. During the Cyclone Lucy lead up, or whatever you want to call it, because it wasn't much of a thing to be led up to, had conference calls with the Joint Committee, which were good to be a part of. Taupo Airport Authority meeting, where our business representative Chris Johnston was appointed chair and myself as deputy. I attended the Mangakino-Pouakani representative group, which was great to meet the 3 community members for this training. More FM Women in Business, which was attended by over 90 women, and it was a fantastic networking opportunity. And apart from that, I've had coffees and a bit of cafe hopping with sort of Bike Taupo, DGLT, Town Centre Taupo, and a few just individual sort of ratepayers with some issues.
Just my comment about the Kaikani competition, I'm all for that, by the way. I don't want to come across I'm not supportive of it, I really am. And they've got some big national advertisers on board as well, so I'm 100% for that. Just a big hut. Just a big hut. Yeah, huge tea. My tea. There's 2 removed from the back, yeah. I'll be there on my swan drive.
Stuart.
I've been to council meetings and workshops and on the tour of the district, which I really enjoyed. On the 20th of March, I was at the Lake Taupo Protection Project Joint Committee meeting, and John Williams was there, and he's been made Deputy Chair. Congratulations, John. Turangi-Tongariro board meetings and workshops, and just helping with ratepayers that have had some issues, pointing them in the direction that they need to go and just making sure everything's followed through.
Thank you. Councillor Harvey.
Yes, I also attended the Business After 5 function on the 27th of February, where you kindly gave a speech, which was actually very good. Yeah, I'm happy to say it was very good. Well done. And I'd have to say your public speaking is improving very, very well.
Oh dear.
Not that there was anything wrong with it before, but I'd have to say it's really, really going well. And I'd have to say it was also extremely good at the Erupt Arts Festival opening that I attended on the 11th of March out at Lava Glass. You were there as well?
Yes, I forgot to mention that.
Say that. Yep. And that was really, really good. And that's a great thing for our district. So that was really impressive, and I enjoyed that very much. And went to the Movers and Shakers. You got that as well? Yep. See, I'm helping you here.
Thanks.
Movers and Shakers lunch out at Wairaki, which was great. We had some great guest speakers there. They went on a little bit long, but it was certainly very, very good and very inspirational. A couple who'd come from Christchurch, who'd been relocated because of all the issues they'd had and started business up here, and they were really, really good. And as a result of the Erupt Arts Festival opening, I actually went to see the Napier Council when I had to take my car down there for some work. So I went to see the council and spent a bit of time there and took some brochures through, and also went to visit their version of the hub, and just went and met their lady down there who's running their creative centre, and had a chat to her, and then I passed her name on to Vanessa, and just sort of said, hey, you guys probably should be talking to each other and just having an understanding of what you do, and just passed our brochures, the Erupt stuff onto, and also took it to the eyesight in Napier as well. So I actually did a bit of a trip round with the brochures, took them around to a few places. So I thought, and just gave the names to the ladies who are organising that, and said, okay, make sure you take some more through, because that's what it's all about. I did turn up to the Rural Travel Fund meeting, even though it was a bit late, but I did get there. And I just had the wrong time in my diary. And I also went to the Young Farmers Dinner of the Year, which was really good. And that was a quiz night. That was great. And there was a young girl farmer, I have to say, who was number 2. She came second. So there you go. So that was a great evening. And so that was, great. So they go on to the main competition, which is, when is that? Christchurch and
July.
So the young guy, the funny thing was, you probably found that amusing, is that none of the contestants knew when the cycle race in Taupo was. None of them had a clue what month it was. So none of them obviously. And that included the 2 from Reparai. But what was more funny was, who is the MP for Helensville? None of them had the clue of that. So they were quite brightened up in some areas, but they had no idea. Anyway, that's me.
Thanks, Councillor Harvey. Councillor Jollins.
Right, I'll whip through my meetings reasonably quickly. Meetings attended this past month. Acacia Bay Residents Association. I did some site visits at Waiora House this week, and the Trust Chair and the Administrator would like to extend an invitation to your worship and to fellow councillors to come into one of their meeting rooms in the next couple of months and get the services that are catered for in attendance of Waiora House to come and meet us all. There's about 19 in total, and there seems to be a real appetite for those guys to meet you all. So watch the space. I'll send you an invite. I attended the Turangi Community Board meeting, and Zane and Maggie, I'll make a commitment to do that once a quarter because I really enjoyed coming down. It was a great experience actually. And I also attended the Future of Energy presentation at the EMA. I had a meeting with EGLT and the outgoing chair now, Sue, a couple of weeks ago, just gave her and Fritz some other business contacts, which Fritz is following up on. Obviously, the Airport Authority Committee meeting. In terms of Ironman, I attended the MRP hosting, like Anna did, of the race swim start, and I actually went to the athletes dinner and did the carbo loading on the night before. In terms of the Youth Task Force, I'm going to provide some assistance with the employers briefing session that's going to be in May, Erupt Festival, Business After 5. Remembered to go to Alzheimer's 25th birthday, and which was fantastic actually. I felt quite emotional when I was there because the history and the people that are there, that organisation's been around for 25 years, and I mean it's a huge testament to the work that those guys have done, that an organisation like that's still thriving as strong as it is now. And I was looking at some stats, and 65% of all New Zealanders know someone who's got Alzheimer's. So, you know, that's a very important organisation in our community. So, you know, it was a great one to go to. And I also went to, for you men who didn't know, it was the celebration of National Women's Day on the 7th of March. So I went to a luncheon that was hosted by Louise Upston, and there were probably about 40 people that filled the Taste Cafe for lunch that day. So it was like just a networking opportunity. All women, not a man in sight. So.
Sorry, I meant to say, sorry to butt in, I meant to say I very much enjoyed the bus tour around Turangi and Mangakino when we went earlier in the month. That was really good and really worthwhile. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Councillor Collins. Councillor Williamson.
Thank you. Yes, also went to Chamber of Commerce Business After 5 meeting at Shields. Well done, David, along with fellow councillors. The Ironman breakfast at the Yacht Club, start of the Ironman. Also went around, did the bus tour in the district. It was very, very interesting and worthwhile. Seen the two Friends of the Museum and Art Gallery meetings. That's been driven by the Moa exhibition. That was there was the opening of that Moa exhibition was done Saturday a week ago. Attended the Sports Advisory Council meeting, funding meeting last week. Also the Turangi-Tongariro Community Board meeting. I was found that very interesting. Also make a commitment to go. Perhaps we can time it so at least one or two of our Taupo members are there. It would be beneficial. Also the EMA function at Waiariki of the Movers and Shakers. Rural Travel Fund, and I was there on time with John Body. And the Lake Taupo Protection Project Joint Committee with Maggie as well. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Councillor Business After 5, my councillors, and Dave, you did a really stellar job there. Sports Advisory Council. Making good decisions in Auckland, the RMA recertification.
Enjoyed that?
Which was a long, tiring day. And I certainly won't do that again, I can assure you.
Wasn't a good decision?
No, it was a bad decision to have to get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Your worship, could I ask a question? Did you pass, Barry?
No, I've got the assignment to do now. The Upper Waikato Liaison Subcommittee and the Regional Transport Committee. And I've got the agenda here. I'll put it in the councillors' room. If there's a report on safety in the Waikato. That's traffic safety. It was really interesting because up until I think it was the end of January, through the Waikato, we'd only had 3 fatalities. But at the meeting, it raised to 8 because there was 2 or 3 motorcycle accidents just around that week. And the target really is trying to target the motorcyclists. They're really pushing the figures up in terms of fatalities through the Waikato quite seriously. So there's some good information through in there for traffic movement. So that was me, Your Worship.
Thanks, Barry.
Thank you, Your
Councillor
Worship.
Body.
February went to the After 5 at the Chamber with most of the councillors, I think, were there. Also attended the function for the Ironman at the Hilton on the Friday night and went to the breakfast on the Saturday. And then in March, the Movers and Shakers, which a number of us were at. I went to the Richmond Heights community event to find out it was cancelled. There was Rural Travel Funds and I was there on time. We went to the Lake Protection, went to the Lake Protection joint meeting. Councillor Williamson and I turned up at the Race Relations Day. We were the only ones there. I went to the YFC competition, which, as Councillor Harvey said, was excellent. It's interesting when you look at the persons that are farmers in brackets. Most of them, if not all that night, had some sort of a degree. I went to the Destination Great Lake Taupo meeting with the 2 councillors from Mangakino. Unfortunately, Neil Gestro, who was our new appointee, was unable to attend. I went to the Lava Glass Erupt opening, the TTCB meeting in Mangakino, and the bus tour.
Thanks, Councillor Waddy. I'll just report on a couple of things that I went to 13th and 14th of March. Went to the Rural and Provincial Sector meeting in Wellington, where they discussed amalgamation, psychoactive substances, earthquake bill, liquor licensing, etc. Monday the 17th of March, along with CEO, attended the Merrill Forum in Cambridge, and then Friday the 21st of March, just gone, travelled to Invercargill to go to the Trustpower National Community Awards with members of the Taupo Motorway Club, i.e. the Hobby Expo, where they presented very well, but unfortunately we didn't win it. But I'd love to win this thing while I'm in the. I've been a couple of times before, and I no doubt some of the councillors have been before too. But Taupo's never won it, so we've got to take it away one year, surely.
No, we did win it one year.
When?
Yeah.
We got second?
No, the cycle. No,
he got second.
No, I thought we won it one year.
Because that was in Greymouth, got second. Should have won it, got second. No good, second's no good.
Yeah.
We've never won it.
Okay. Yeah, so was I.
No, we got second. Sorry.
Meet up with Tim Shadbolt.
I hate to be right all the time. Sorry.
Did you have a yarn with Tim?
No, Shadbolt never turned up. He's I didn't say too much, but no, unfortunately, the mayor
Mixing concrete
wasn't available. But unbelievable, Trustpower, and just publicly acknowledge them. They do. This is the community event or sponsorship for the year. And it'd be a horrendous cost, I would imagine, but they look after you absolutely first class. And sorry I couldn't bring you back any oysters because I couldn't find any to buy, but had plenty to taste. Yeah, all in Auckland. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Raylene. You've got all that, have you? Okay, cool. Councillor Cousins, sorry.
Just say thank you to all the councillors that have come down to Turangi to be part of our community board meetings. Really appreciate it, and the community board members have all noted it as well. So I appreciate that. And on that note, I did not want to leave the Mangakino-Pouakani representatives group, but I just don't have the time to get over there. I really want to be involved with that. So we appreciate the support that you're giving us. Thank you.
Can I just comment that I've had 2 or 3 members of the Turangi community praising the new community board that's come in. Absolutely great, and especially the chairmanship and the way it's functioning. Going really well by the sound of it.
Raylene will appreciate that. That's her cousin.
Conflict of interest. You never mentioned this at the start. Okay, that's that. And so if I could just have a move for that resolution there on item 17. Thank you. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, carried. Okay.